we are not set up to have this much access to this much visual stimulation. And there's nothing wrong with it. The fact that it's linked to testosterone, right? They've done studies where they can put women on testosterone and they become more visual in their sexual excitement, right? It's just some hormones going through our bodies and kind of how we're cultured. But point being, like, porn is a big one here in particular because we don't really have the antibodies, as I like to say, for how to deal with this in this moment in time. It's a supernatural stimuli, as they call it. It's like something that used to be a rare thing, but even like the sight of a naked available woman, right? That was not something you could just walk around seeing back in the day. That was a really sacred and private thing. And now it's like whip out your phone in any second and see one of the most beautiful women on the planet naked, right? And then your partner is having to compete, or potential partners, with every other woman on the planet for your attention and your sexual excitement in that. So it is definitely a real thing. And it definitely, I've been a porn addict, definitely impacts, right? In terms, not even like, I didn't particularly ever get less attracted to my partner, but it hijacked my attention, right? Imagery would come into my head at totally wild times, and it would actually impact how I was showing up in the moment. So it's a real one. In point being, we work with men sometimes on doing a bit of a porn cleanse is a very common thing that guys come into our program and do. And I've done it before, and it is one of those wild things where as you do it, the scales start to tip back, and it's like just seeing a woman's upper arm can be a turn on. In a way, it's not when we're used to just boom, right there, the full package, everything on site. And that resensitization, I think, is really important for us men. So yes, porn will impact you because you'll be comparing an actual available partner to these porn stars or to these Instagram models or to these Hollywood models or whatever that might be.
Yes. And I would also like to add plastic surgery to the list of,
Yeah.
personal trainers and all the rest of it. There are a lot of people have work done now, and it looks really good.
Yeah.
So it does feel, I would say, intimidating to me as a woman of, wow, yeah, like I do feel like I should be hotter than I am. I do feel ashamed of certain body parts because I see the same media. I don't consume as much porn as I think a lot of men do, but that just feeling of I should be hotter. I should, like my ass should be better. I should have a perfect hourglass figure. Like I should look different in jeans. I should be hotter than I am. And again, I think I just want to highlight that there's nothing wrong with you if you wish your partner was hotter. Okay. I just want to normalize that for everyone, men and women, everybody. A lot of people do wish that their partner was more attractive, more sexually attractive. And it doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the relationship. And it doesn't mean that you are not attracted to that person, right? It doesn't mean that. So I think there's a threshold sort of idea that we've probably talked about before, but just worth touching on. Your partner needs to hit a certain threshold for you, on a scale of 0 to 10 being off the charts, attraction, red hot, crazy. They need to hit at least a 7, right? And it's going to vary depending on the circumstance. There are going to be moments when you are a 9 attracted to them, and there are going to be moments when you're not. And that's the real world of actual relationship. But once it's a 7, does it matter if it's an 8, 9, or 10? Not really, I guess. So in the evaluation part of this, if you're wondering, how do I actually figure this out? How do I choose and how do I discern between whether this is me, like a me issue, or like a her issue? I think that's one of the things is, does she meet a certain level, a certain threshold of attractiveness to you, particularly when you're not consuming porn? So that threshold level is going to go down during those moments. And for some people, those are the moments when the anxiety spikes. It's like, fuck, I feel like I should be more attracted to her. And this is like a weird analogy, but if you had a pet, right? And you had your dog and you just